At 26 years of age, Lily Rose Depp stands at a crossroads of celebrity and self-identity. Daughter of Hollywood icon Johnny Depp and French singer-actress Vanessa Paradis, she now shares a candid glimpse into the impact her father's life and career had on her upbringing and emotional world. In recent statements, she revealed a truth that even well-known families sometimes keep hidden: the emotional weight of being a child of a global star, the struggle of watching a parent's work and fame, and the internal journey of carving one's own path. The early years, dual cultures. A public stage. Lily Rose was born on May 27, 1999, in Neuilly-sur-Seine, France, and holds both French and American citizenship. Wikipedia +2. The list. 2. Growing up, she enjoyed a level of relative privacy compared to many celebrity children. She and her brother Jack were raised by parents who, by all accounts, made a concerted effort to keep their personal lives grounded. In a profile, Lily Rose described how her parents weren't very strict but worked to provide a private upbringing despite the public nature of their work. The list. Still, being the daughter of Johnny Depp meant the spotlight was never far away. The duality of her upbringing, Franco-American, child of stars, aspiring performer herself, created a backdrop of possibility and pressure intertwined. The public role of the father. Johnny Depp's career has been global, eclectic, and often larger than life. From cult classics to blockbusters, from pirates to indie fare, he became an emblematic figure in film. For Lily Rose, this meant her father's public persona, his roles, his fame, all became part of the emotional terrain she navigated growing up. In a recent interview, Lily Rose recalled the impact of one early film of her father's, stating that as a child she felt deeply upset by what she saw on screen, not because her father frightened her, but because the character was treated poorly. She told Harper's Bazaar UK, "I was traumatized by it, Edward Scissorhands. Not because I thought he was scary, but because everyone was being so mean to him. And I got really upset." Hindustan Times +1. What emerges is an image of a daughter who witnessed not just a father acting but a father portrayed as a vulnerable outsider. And the kindness he might show in private, contrasted with the cruelty his character endured on screen, resonated with her at a formative age, when the stakes got real: illness, pause, reflection. The unvarnished truth of childhood came into sharp focus when, during the production of Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street 2007, Lily Rose, then around 7 years old, fell seriously ill. According to Johnny Depp's recent reflections in the documentary series Tim Burton, Life in the Line, she developed kidney failure due to an E. coli infection. People.com +1. Depp recalled that his longtime collaborator Tim Burton made huge sacrifices, halting production for weeks, visiting the hospital, making sure Depp could be with his daughter. This episode marked a clear boundary. The privilege of fame did not immunize his family from profound vulnerability. That the child of a global star faced a health crisis reminds us that fame does not pause for personal catastrophe. Rather, it can intensify the emotional and logistical burdens involved. The daughter's view. Carving out her own narrative. In ongoing interviews, Lily Rose has been reticent to comment on some of the more public controversies surrounding her father, including the legal battles and media storm he endured. She has repeatedly stated that she prefers to focus on her own career and life, rather than become entangled in the headline cycle. Variety.1. In a 2022 profile by Elle, she acknowledged the complexity of having a famous parent, saying she has avoided weighing in on the controversies. Variety. Still, even in her silence there is a message. The children of famous people often have to navigate a delicate balance between loyalty, identity, and personal autonomy. The truth revealed: pain, gratitude, and self-separation. What Lily Rose offers as her heartfelt truth is multi-layered: recognition of impact. The moment when she said she was traumatized by Edward Scissorhands reveals that the way her father's work resonated with her was deeper than mere fandom. It touched emotional chords of treatment, isolation, and empathy. Acknowledgement of support. The story of her illness and the pause in production shows a father willing to step back, and collaborators willing to step up, a vivid contrast to the glitzy fad of Hollywood. Assertion of independence. By choosing not to publicly wade into her father's legal or media controversies, she asserts that her story is hers to tell, not merely an appendage of his. Disclosure of vulnerability. By candidly speaking about the emotional effects of her father's roles, her upbringing in the shadow of fame, and the pain that came with it, She reveals that even children of iconic figures carry unseen burdens. Why this matters at first glance. Lily Rose's statements may seem modest, a daughter saying she was upset by one of her father's movies, acknowledging she had a serious illness as a child. But the significance is in the subtext. She is illustrating how fame filters down into the domestic and emotional life of children. She underscores that children of celebrities don't necessarily benefit from mythic immunity. They can suffer the same fears, the same identity struggles, albeit with added layers of public scrutiny. She demonstrates that even when you are part of a famous family, you can, and perhaps must, carve out your own story. The father-daughter dynamic, love, complexity, growth. Johnny Depp, in interviews, has spoken fondly of his children. In earlier public comments, he described Lily Rose as one of the smartest human beings I have ever met, and emphasized how proud he is of her. The list one yet loving words do not erase the lived complexity of the relationship. The daughter who watches her father on screen as a misunderstood outsider. The father who steps away from his career when his daughter becomes ill. These moments point to a dynamic full of nuance. Lily Rose's decision to define her own career, acting, modeling, choosing roles on her own terms, is itself a statement of evolution in the father-daughter relationship, connected, but not tethered, respectful, but not reliant. Career reflections. Where she stands. Lily Rose has steadily built her own body of work, from modeling for Chanel to acting in films and television series such as Nosferatu, a remake of Bram Stoker's Dracula that has been praised for her performance. HelloMagazine.com. In her interview about being affected by Edward Scissorhands, she also remarked, "We're very different actors. But of course, you're the product of your environment. It's a world I've always been very interested in." Hindustan Times 1. This reflects an acknowledgement of her father's influence without surrendering her identity to it. The personal versus the public. Lily Rose's story also underscores the dichotomy of public life. She has spoken about fame being the downside of acting. People are interested in things they shouldn't necessarily be interested in. Hindustan Times. For someone whose father's life played out in tabloids, from celebrated highs to legal lows, the decision to remain reserved, to speak only when comfortable, appears intentional and thoughtful. What remains unsaid? Telling parts of her truth. There are inevitably parts that remain private. Her silence on certain matters is itself an indicator of the boundaries she is establishing, what she chooses to share, and what she keeps for herself. Her heartfelt truth is not a public reckoning, but a measured revelation, enough to inform, but not enough to define. That restraint may be a reflection of self-protection, maturity, or simply a desire to live life beyond headlines. Final reflections. Lily Rose Depp's revelations about her father Johnny Depp are modest in surface, yet rich in emotional texture. They paint a picture of a daughter who witnessed the joys and struggles of celebrity from inside, who experienced vulnerability, and who now seeks to stand on her own. In doing so, she presents a truth many children of public figures do not get to express: the weight of the legacy, the longing for ordinariness, the gratitude for love, and the drive for autonomy. Her message is not defensive, but clarifying, not sensational, but sincere. In that lies its power. Friends, subscribe the channel and I wish you good luck. You should take care of yourself.